HBCU Overdrive is proudly sponsored by WeWorkForEverything.org. At WeWorkForEverything.org, this is for those who are trying to build for a dream with their latest hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, and accessories and more. You can have it all here at a reasonable price. Black owned and operated out of the great state of New York. Like I said, get suited and booted. Check it out at WeWorkForEverything.org. Peace. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? This your boy Doc. This your boy Doc. As always, we back with another HBCU Overdrive live stream. It is HBCU tonight, Monday, September 18th, year of our Lord 2023. Make sure that you like this stream. Make sure you comment, share. Most of all, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell to get everything HBCU Overdrive. So let's see who we got up in here. We got Uncle Sid up in here. What's going on, Unc? I know everybody's over at the Lit House right now. Shout out to Rev over at the Lit House. But you already know how we do it. Got to bust out the slide, you know. All right, make sure, as always, make sure you become a subscriber on YouTube. Also, make sure you want to become a follower on Twitter and on Instagram at HBCU underscore overdrive. Make sure, again, subscribe on YouTube and then also follow me on Instagram and Twitter, maybe or /X at HBCU underscore overdrive. All right. Other than that, let's see what else we got right here. If you want to become a family member, an exclusive family member, all you have to do just hit that join button outside of the chat. What's going on, Mr. Moore? What's going on? Hit the join button on the outside of the chat, and you'll see the two perks that we got. You know, the perks that we have. You'll see the two tiers. We got blue and we got the purple. It sounds like a weed strain. But anyway, make sure that y'all, if you want to, you can go ahead and hit the join button and pick out which tier that you want to use, that you want to purchase. Each time you become each person that anytime somebody becomes a member of the family, excuse me, anytime somebody becomes a member of the family, it does go back towards the channel, and it also go towards initiatives and paying for trips, you know, to different destinations. But what's going on? HBCU band talk, Mr. Campbell, Peasy, what's happening? Jay White, what's good? No, I'm gonna say my FAMU slander for tomorrow. I'm gonna just say my FAMU slander for tomorrow because I'm gonna give y'all the smoke, but I'm gonna give y'all the smoke, but I'm gonna give you my top 10 for tomorrow. I got to do all this stuff in because I got a new job and I'm trying to get everything going on. Who's that me on that mother man? That man Blake is up in the building. What's happening? And also, you want to go ahead and send the donations to the cash for the challenge. You can send it via Cash App at HBCU Overdrive, y'all. Also, if you want to, you can use the super chat, and you can use Anything else you want to use, you know what I'm saying? Zelle, Venmo, PayPal, I got it all. I just got to put all this stuff going on there. Yeah, what's good? What's good, man? Everything was good. uh, first and foremost, y'all. Let's get to these birthdays. You got a birthday going on for the rest of September. These Virgos is in the building. And then in the next week or two, it's time for the Libras to take to take control of everything. Yes, I'm a Libra, so my birthday is coming up next month. Celebrating the big fofo. But if you got a birthday, or you know somebody that got a birthday this month right now, send them over this way so I can give them a big old shout out, y'all. And also make sure whenever you send in a Cash App donation, I will shout you out on the show personally. Make sure I will shout you out on the show personally. Yes, sir. Make sure that you smash that like button. Smash the like button. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this algorithm jumping up in here today. So first and foremost, y'all know me. I I didn't sugarcoat nothing on Saturday night when I did the post game. I ain't sugarcoat jack. I said what I said. If you score more than 7 points against a D1 against the FBS team, please, please just raise your hand. If not, just have several seats. That's how I'm gonna put it like that. That's how I'm gonna put it like that. Um, I was on one. What's up, CT? What's happening? So I was on one Saturday night, man. Make sure y'all, if you want to catch that replay, make sure y'all go ahead and catch that replay from Saturday night. Yeah, man, I was on one. Woo! What y'all need, man? Jay White, y'all need Jesus. That's what you need. Because Quincy ain't it. Look, man. Look, we're gonna address the elephant in the room, but it's 36 people in here that's watching right now. Make sure, like I said, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and also make sure that you hit that like button. hey, hey, look, I like it. Hey, you know why I say? Yeah, you scored 7 points, you got your check, and you went back home. That man said, we got our check. We went down to Miami, got our check, went to South Beach, and went back to the house. Oh no, Mr. Campbell, this ain't no JSU logic. This is, pretty much facts of what I saw. I saw what I saw. I know you saw what you saw, but I saw what I saw first half. I know it's a tale of two halves, though. I saw what I saw first half. First half, y'all wasn't looking too good. Ooh. Yeah, man. Yeah. That was, that was brutal. I sat through that whole thing, y'all. I sat through the whole thing on Saturday night. And I don't know. You probably need to get the Heimlich maneuver on them refs because they swallowed their wrists so bad. I'm gonna say it just like this. I'm gonna say it just like this. For this week, this past weekend was not a good look for our football teams against FBS competition. And that's what I'm gonna lead off with right now. Saturday was not a good look for our football teams against FBS competition. And how you doing, Dr. Lori? How you doing, Dr. Lori? It's been a minute since she came up on here. How you doing? So what we saw what we experienced this past weekend was we feel like we, in a sense, some people said we took a step back with the competition. And what I'm going to say is, Miss Mary from the 305, how you doing, Miss Mary? What I'm going to say is, you had a team score 77 points. A couple of teams scored 59. You had a team score 69. They had another team score 40. Well, I think it was 48. So this weekend was not a good representation for our football teams against FBS competition. So you had North Carolina Central, who was the reigning, defending, undisputed HBCU national champs, go all the way out to Pasadena to the West Coast and get slaughtered by UCLA. Davius Richard didn't even play the whole game. He got sat out in the late in the second quarter. You had Prairie View come up to Dallas, play SMU. They got 69 put on them. I ain't talking about the position. They got 69 points put on them Saturday. The Mustangs made Prairie View look like a damn middle school team. You got Texas Southern going up again against another FBS school, but this time they went down the street, really, to Rice University over in the medical center. And they lost by 52. They lost 59-7. You had Norfolk State go up to Philly to play Temple. There was no match for the Owls. It was bad. I think the score was 48-7. Of course, we talk about Bethune-Cookman. Went down to Miami. It did all they could, but they just didn't have enough. Lost the game by 41, 48-7 to the Hurricanes. Then we could talk about my school. Yeah, we said we might. We thought, in a sense, we thought we could win this game. We went to San Marcos, thought we could win this game. All right. From the first quarter, we was trading blows with these boys. First quarter, we was trading blows with these boys. Like, literally, we was trading blows with these boys. We was only down a touchdown before, by the end of the first quarter. Second quarter, then on. Them dudes did not miss a beat. They scored. Yes, they scored on every damn possession. Every possession that they got, they scored on. They did not punt the ball. They didn't go forward. They didn't go 3 and out. They scored on every possession of the play. And then to throw salt in the damn wound, they put in a kid that got recruited by Jackson State. He committed to Jackson State, backed out of it, and committed to Texas State. brought them in to try to score 80 points on us. That was freaking embarrassing, y'all. But I can say this about our squad. I felt our squad did not give up. They felt like they would still get themselves back in this game. I'm gonna be honest with you. We got out schemed in this game. Defense played horrible in that game. Special teams played horrible in that game. It was bad, y'all. That's what happens when offense try to take up all the slack from your defense and your special teams, and you get a score like that. But that's cool. That's all right. Because a lot of pundits, a lot of naysayers had us going 0-4 for the first 4 games. They even had us going 1-3. You know, in my mind, I said we could have went 3-1. Our only loss would have been to Texas State. But hey, we took an L to FAMU. You know what I'm saying? We shook back. We got to, we beat up on Southern. And we thought we were able to be in the game with Texas State with the Bobcats. And we got out schemed in this game. And a lot of people say, well, you got 77 put up on them. I seen worse scores than that. But we ended our 4-game stretch 2-2, which is still a good sign for the season to come. And I just said just like this. I'm gonna say it just like this. If we could get our tackling together, if we could get the defense and adjustments together, and if we could please have some sort of a special teams, the rest of the SWAC is in trouble. Point blank. The rest of everybody on our schedule has some sort of issue with their team. And the only thing, the only school area I feel like you said the only school that might be able to beat us would be Alabama State, or even Alcorn. But we shall see this Saturday at the vet. Make sure you wear your red because it's the W.C. Gordon Classic against Bethune-Cookman. Make sure that y'all be at the vet front and center. All right. All right. Oh man. Now let's get. I had to get that out the way. Like I said, I don't. I'm with my poll for tomorrow. I let everybody know why I did that. Make sure that why I put people in the place where they're supposed to be. But we shall see. Anyway, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this thing right here. And y'all see the title. Here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go again. Months ago, we talked about controlling our own narrative. and not just for Jackson State, but for every HBCU that's out there, to control our own narrative. Stop giving people the shine, the gumption that you can take a shot at our institution and not get checked for it. We got to take control of our own narrative. We let somebody in our space, in a sense, that really didn't want to be there. I'm just being real. He really didn't want to be there because he already had his mind set on where he wanted to go. He wanted to be Power 5. But in order for him to get to that point, you got to start from the ground. You got to start from the bottom. You just can't cut the line like everybody else. You can't cut the line. You got to make your bones on the lower level or as a coordinator or as a defensive offensive analyst. So let's not forget that you got your bachelor's degree from an HBCU, in which you've been throwing it out there for so every time somebody asks you about you being a Seminole. Yeah, you played at Florida State, but you got your degree from Talladega College. 11 months ago, around this time, 11 months ago, he did an interview with 60 Minutes. 60 Minutes came down to Jackson, Mississippi, and basically put Jackson State on the spotlight, and to most Jacksonians, to most alums, to most fans. We've already been in this spotlight for the longest, but it was just amplified 10 times more than what it was. And pretty much what I'm going to, what I say, he made the comment saying God called him collect and he had to accept the charges, and he came to Jackson because God called him collect. It then showing the city of Jackson as being somewhat of a dilapidated shanty town, like, shout out to the missus. Shout out to the missus. She outside on the patio and she talking about she can hear me yelling through. Oh, oh. She said she had to jump in. But she just got back in from Kalamazoo, Michigan, y'all. So she trying to get her bearings in straight and stuff. But that interview, I liked it because he put, we want to talk about the school. You want to talk about the students, the players, the community and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it was all number smoke. It was number fluff because it was all about him. It's all about Shador. It's all about Travis. Don't get me wrong. I don't have no problem with Shador. Don't have no problem with Travis. Get well, Travis. All right. I have no ill will towards those kids right there. Our issues is with Deion Llewellyn Sanders Sr. What's up, brother Bakar? Um, Dr. Love, in that second interview, he kind of did say something bad about Jackson State. He said that Jackson State had a lack of forward thinking. He just said that Jackson State had a lack of forward thinking. That's the reason why he didn't stay. Nah, that's not the reason why you didn't stay. You didn't stay because the little PWY, which is your girlfriend, was your side piece, will try to get at you since the end of September. You get what I'm saying? Your little side piece try to get at you since September. You didn't officially take the job until December. You already had one foot out the door. You just had the other foot in because you didn't know if if the money was gonna be right or not for you. And yeah, I said it. I said it. You had one foot in, one foot out. But in the end, a lot of us was taking a gas about how 60 Minutes just portrayed Jackson, man. We understand as a city. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am not a native Jacksonian. I only lived in Jackson for a couple of years because I was at school there. But I'm an honorary Jacktown Jew. I'm an honorary Jacktown Jew. And what I say, I'm gonna say it like this. They try to make the city look bad, man. We know we they know we got problems in Jackson because we're going back and forth with the damn governor of the state. The mayor of the city and the governor of the state going back and forth with each other. I like what you said. Blake, you my dog. He wiped the side piece and then divorced the main chick until afterwards. And that's true. We gotta make our people feel wanted. We gotta make them feel like they are family, that we not gonna leave them by the wayside. We gotta make them feel like that. But what I'm gonna say is, what I'm saying is that 60-minute piece last night was not great. It was not great. It Tony bull jump. That's what it was. I wish I would cuss, but I ain't cussing right now. It was bull jump. It was bull BS. It made us look terrible. Showing a shotgun house. Come on now. I know a lot of places in the South or anywhere in America got a shotgun house somewhere. I'm telling you like this, babe. Y'all got shotgun houses in LA? There she go. So, we already know we talking about the water situation with in which the water that situation is getting taken care of is getting taken care of. But we don't need to be reminded. We don't need to be reminded about all the the things that we don't have, that we're going through. We don't need to be reminded about that. Yes, the stereotypes, Mr. Emmett. Yes, sir. We don't need to be reminded about that. And that's the reason why everybody was up in arms last night. Everybody was up in arms last night. What's going on, Mr. Dwayne Sweet? Everybody was up in arms last night after watching that interview. How you doing, Mr. Ford?
Hey, how's it going, man?
I'm doing good, doing good. We talking about that 60-minute interview last night.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
I want to get your opinion on it.
Okay, let me turn this television down. Hold on. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, last night was Dion being Dion. Okay, and I've said this over and over, and I know y'all won't listen to me, but I'm gonna say it to you again. Dion is a habitual liar, but the fact that he's a liar is not important. The most important thing is who believes his lies. That's the most important thing. Now, like I've told people over and over, he had the training of what we call a prosperity preacher. Y'all don't remember, I know in history, y'all don't remember people like Father Divine, Daddy Grace, those kinds of people. He comes out of that background, okay? Um, I mean, that's Dion. He wants to always control the narrative. You know, he's the greatest of all time. He's this, he's that, okay? Uh, I wasn't shocked. I mean, that's him. But like I told y'all before, he don't stay nowhere alone, and he ain't gonna stay in Colorado long. Especially if Shadur leaves after this year, which I think he should. But as far as what he said, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't take him seriously because I know he's a liar.
Yeah, and like I said, what he said what they said last night, and what they try to depict as far as Jackson as a city, it rubbed everybody the wrong way. When you tell a reporter that the reason why you didn't stay at school at that job because we lacked forward thinking.
Yeah, that's called controlling the narrative. That's what that's called. And then, like somebody said, I saw in your chat, they was talking about how he had his people to put out them lines. Well, didn't they go back and do the audit? Did anybody? Did they show you where they cheated him out of some money? Did they cheat him out of any money? No, they didn't.
No.
So,
he got paid every penny.
Yeah, like I said, he's one of them people that's always got to control the narrative. He's got to control the narrative, and that's what he was doing last night. It was a hype show. That's what he always does. I get the reason I think a lot of people are disappointed because they won't accept the fact that he's a liar and a habitual one at that. If you understand that he's a habitual liar, what you upset about? What you upset about?
That's true. But like I said, my whole thing too is like, if it wasn't for our forward thinking, you would never got that job.
And a degree, wait a minute, not only the job, the degree. Okay, believe me, Jackson State played a big role in him getting his degree from when at Talladega College. Okay, yeah, okay.
And
I wasn't upset after it was because he was deep. You know, that's the Dion I've known for years. He's self-promoting. He's self-promoting. He's got to control the narrative. It's always somebody else's fault, not his. Not, I mean, he does nothing wrong. Kind of remind you of some of 45.
Oh, what's going on, brother Picard? What's happening?
What's going on?
What you got? What you
What's
got for
going
me?
on, Don, Mr. Ford? I'm gonna tell you in
Hey,
the
how you
chat.
doing?
I'm good, my man. Mr. Ford, I'm good.
All right.
I'm gonna tell you one thing that bothers me more than anything.
Yes, sir.
You know, these damn billets, these black jelly beans, pardon my French. You know, the black folks that want to mix with everybody but don't nobody want them. You know, you had some jelly beans. The black one was always the nasty ones, right? So everybody got rid of the black jelly bean. These jelly beans that running around talking about they JSU fans, but still talking about they support Dion. Now I'm gonna go a little further than that, because what people don't understand, because they're so small, man. When Dion talk negative of Jackson and speak negative of HBCU, he's speaking negative of black people. But we are a glutton for punishment, so we tend to accept that like no problem and tend to make excuses for people to treat you any kind of way. I don't know what it is. Post-traumatic slave disorder. I have no idea why black people accept this nonsense from anybody, And I can tell you, me personally, I'm sick and tired. And I'm sick and tired of these black folks, you out here. I'm talking about people actually out here trying to put in work. Folks like Dion gonna get more respect than somebody who's actually trying to create, let me think, community-owned businesses so everybody can be okay. People like Dion will get more respect because these damn jelly beans have no idea. They are so lost. They worship celebrities so much, right? So like I said, they vicariously, they live through celebrities. So vicariously, since the celebrities is next to white people, in their mind, they're next to those same white people. And we will teach our children it's better to run to those schools, even though if you playing on another team, they let you know how they feel because they'll call you the N-word. Go back to the projects. They'll spit on you. We would rather be around anybody except our own than we make excuses. So for me, like I said, I killed a man. I buried a man, continue the plan. But I understand it's a point now where you do have to fight back and we do have to be proactive. And I heard you say, and I heard a lot of people saying, people told me I'm wrong. I don't support nobody that left JSU to go to them white schools, and that's including the youth. The only I could see Shiloh, Shadur, they left with their dad, and I don't support him. I don't support none of them who got in their mind that white is better. It's a problem. They are old enough to understand. And if don't nobody ever tell them, and we constantly let people slide, well, they only 19 and 20 years old. Well, before you know it, they're gonna be 29 and 30, and everybody gonna be letting them slide. I don't hope nobody get hurt. So I wouldn't hoping Travis Hunter get hurt. I hope he get better. I even hope he get to go. But as far as me like following them and giving a damn about what they do, I really don't care about none of them. The one in Missouri, the ones at Texas A&M. If you leave and you think being with other people is better than being with your own, stay over there. And when the ish hit the fan, hope those other people protect you. We got to stop allowing people to dump on us, then run back to us when they need us.
I know the ones that you just named, they got their degree from Jackson State. So that's the reason why I was still at least support them, because even though they at a PWI, they degree say Jackson State on there. So
I'm gonna tell you something, man. My oldest son, like I said, had several football scholarships.
I remember.
And I had a nephew, and I told him, you need to go to an HBCU. This is my son. You can go to Mississippi State if you want to. You better hope Mississippi State give you money, because I ain't giving you nothing. I don't support it. I'm just being honest. I ain't telling nobody.
And that's you. That's you.
I ain't telling nobody to be like me.
Right.
But we would never build ourselves up as a people and be in the position where we supposed to, and fix our communities if we keep running away from each other to go be around somebody else. Did I mean what I said to my son? No, but I scared him. I love my son. Of course I would have taken care of my son, but I wanted him to understand how important it is to be with your own people. The only way you can build yourself up is being with your own. Ain't nobody else gonna do it for you. Everything these other people do is what they have always done. Do we forget the history of this country? Do we forget how we got here? Do we forget Jim Crow? Do we forget Reconstruction? Do we forget Jim Crow? Do we forget the laughing barrel laws they had throughout the South? Do we forget what happened to black people trying to go to school down south with white folks and what happened to them? Now, all of a sudden in 2023, we just gonna, well, we are descendants of those people that was treated that bad. Those people today are descendants of the people that treated our ancestors bad. But we forget. I ain't telling nobody else what to do. And I'm speaking for me. I don't forget. I don't forget. Dr. Love say he's still a fan. I like fools. Let him be a fan. They say God got a place good for fools. I don't care. And I say what how I feel. Because we enjoy being foolish. We enjoy that. How is it okay for us to hear somebody put down black people like that, then somebody turn around and call me a crab in the bear because I said I don't like him? You know what I told them when they called me a crab in the bear? I said I'm proud of it. Because a barrel is not a crab's natural habitat. And this is not mine. So I'm proud of the crab in the bear. Thanks.
Now, the whole interview with 60 Minutes, and when you get the queen of the swag, Coach Tamika Reed, to say something about how you depicted the city of Jackson in Jackson State, that's when you know you got some issues right there. And not only did she say something, she said it on Twitter. The New York Post picked it up today and said, the way she quoted on Twitter, what she said, I believe everything that she said, man. Like, Jackson is a beautiful city. Do we gotta, do you got your struggles? You do. You know what I'm saying? Every city in the South, it don't matter if you Dallas, Houston, it don't matter if you Little Rock, Memphis, Nashville, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Birmingham, Montgomery, Atlanta, any city in the Carolinas. Don't matter where you at, it's some plight in your city. Somewhere is some plight in your city. It's somewhere that it's some shotgun houses around, in the hood and stuff like that. I just had somebody in the shotgun houses in LA, and she literally said yes with the shotgun blast. But every town, I bet you, okay, if he in Boulder, what's the hood in Denver? Park Hill. That's the same hood that produced Lindell White and Chauncey Billups. Would you go over there and try that bull junk over there? I don't think he would. I don't think he would. But they will love him over there because why? He Dion. But when
Doc,
that,
can I say something right quick, Doc? Before I get
go ahead.
I'm gonna say this right quick. You ain't got to go to Denver. I want you to look up, if you know how to pull up in. I don't know how to do it when I'm on. You can look up right now. You can look up right now how crime in Boulder, Colorado has risen. Then I want you to look up. Then you can look up crime on the University of Colorado campus, and he will set his behind right there and won't say nothing, but constantly dump on black people. And that's the problem I have when black people is sitting here supporting him. It's as if we We act like we supposed to be at the bottom. We act like we supposed to be treated like nothing. Like that dude just put it, he asked me a question. Do you have the same energy? Dr. Love, do you have that same energy for someone who graduated from an HBCU and got their master's from a PWI? He didn't understand what I said. When I said I told him no, and I turned around and said, of course I was going to take care. You understand what I'm saying? But I wanted them, I put fear, not really fear. I don't guess it was fear, but I said what I said to make them understand the importance of everything of our people. And he don't understand that. I know every black person's not going to go to an HBCU. They're going to go other places for the close to home. They're going to go to places for their major. I already know that. But for me to accept somebody talking down on black people on that TV in front of the whole world, in front of whoever can watch 60 Minutes, all the military people around the world saw this. So when Jackson State come to you, what they are going to hear, they're going to repeat coastline. My youngest son is a junior at Jackson State right now. He don't play sports. He's smart. He was part of the nerd crew in high school. But I believe our no, you good. I believe our children. How is it somebody can just come extract all the resources from our community? Our children, that's a resource. So what they do, they get our best athletes, they get our best intellectuals, and at the same time, they don't think you're nothing. But we're okay with it because we've been told it's best if you go there. You'll have a better opportunity. It's like telling people, don't name your child Lakeisha. Oh, if you got an LA in front of your name, they know you're black. They throw, y'all done heard, you done heard that before, Mr. Ford, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing, but we accept it. It's time for us to stop accepting this. It's time for us to understand that we are great people, and it's time for us to stand up and act like we are great people, and don't take this nonsense from nobody, be they white, black, Asian, Latino, whoever. We don't have to take nobody. We ain't nobody's garbage, and we need to understand that. We need to understand that. Man, I'm gonna listen to you offline, man. I got to get up off here. Thanks for letting me, Mr. Ford. You know what I want to hear? Mr. Ford, I already heard Mr. Ford say he don't trust nothing Dion say. He's an habitual liar. So I don't even have to hear him. But Mr. Ford,
and don't forget, not only is a habitual liar, he's a liar and a deceiver. Don't forget that.
Yes, he is. But it was good being up here with you again, Mr. Ford.
Yeah.
Hey, Doc, thanks for letting me speak, man. And I'm glad you came through on my channel Saturday.
Oh man, anytime, man. I enjoyed that on Saturday though. It might not be that much, but shoot, I still enjoyed it though on Saturday.
I'm glad you came through, man. Peace.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a lot to say right there. That's a lot to take in. And what he just said, it's indicative of what's going on now. Now, the same thing, like I said, this is the name of the title is Here We Go Again. Now, the same stuff that's going off in this interview, everybody started spewing the same bull crap, talking about the school didn't pay him his money. The school was stealing money. Now we got to go back in and take full control of our narrative, and not just for Jackson State, for every school, every HBCU, because you just not taking a swing at Jackson State. You taking a swing at all HBCUs. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. You're taking a swing at all HBCUs. When I gotta go in and see stuff on my Twitter feed and they under my feed talking about, well, the school was stealing money. I'm like, how do you know they were stealing money? Because you believe a charlatan, you believe a liar. I mean, you believe somebody that they think they down with you, but he really not down with you because you not like him. you don't have what he has. It's the tale of the haves and the have-nots. He got money, you don't. So people are coming out of the woodworks again. Like, we was fine. Don't get me wrong, we was fine. We talk about football, FAMU folks coming out of the woodworks. Like, yeah, y'all beat Jackson State for the first time since LeBron got into the league and stuff like that. It's cool. We can talk noise about this, but once somebody can't come in and start disrespecting our fellow institutions like that, that's when all the fun and games go away, and we got to get back down to business and try to take control of our narrative. So my thing is, somebody coming out there with no receipt about what happened at the school, shut it down. We don't need to hear that. We don't need to have that in our space, because it's easy for them to say, well, y'all didn't give him his money. He donated half of his salary to get the stuff that he needed. It's easy to get that, but it's harder to try to explain to closed-minded people that about the whole truth. And I understand. Dion, listen to this, Mr. Ford. Said Dion could shut that talk down instantly, but he won't, because it is by design and he is a part of it all.
Oh yeah.
He could have went on 60 Minutes last night and say, look, Jackson State gave me my money. They treated my family well. We had no issue. We had no problems. They love the people of Jackson. They treated they treated my kids like they were their kids, their family and stuff. But he didn't do that. He ain't do that.
Well, to be honest with you, Doc, you don't have to. Remember, Jackson State, I think, was started in 1876, right? When was that?
1877.
1877. Okay, Dion was born in 1967. Jackson State was great before him, and Jackson State gonna be great after he gone. Okay,
Yes,
so Jackson State don't have to worry about Dion Salmon. Okay, like I said, he come here in 1967. He a Johnny come lately. That school was started in 1877. They've been great ever since. Okay, so Jackson State don't need Dion Salmon. They do not need Dion Salmon. Never did.
Mm-mm. So I just had to put it out there, because now you got these folks out there on, in the spaces, they just spewing all the lies that was reverberated from early this spring, about, why y'all didn't do this, why y'all didn't do that. You had somebody put a tweet out saying, if all the HBCUs could have put their money together to keep Prime at Jackson State, why in the blue hell would any other school try to give money to Jackson State to keep Dion at Jackson State? What does that do for you? That does nothing for you. That makes you look like a fool. That makes you look like the biggest dumbass in all of humanity. Like, seriously. So what you gonna do? Tell all the schools pull their money together so you can keep him at Jackson State, so he can still keep whooping your ass? Because that was gonna happen. Y'all wouldn't have a chance if he was still there. But like I said, he married the side piece and didn't get divorced from the main from the main wife until afterwards. I like that. I like that analogy right there. You like that analogy, Mr. Ford?
What does it say?
He married the side piece and then divorced his main wife until afterwards.
Oh, okay.
I like that.
Yeah. He's a
I
waste
mean,
of time.
it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense. Now let's get after this. I want to get your, because I know it was late on Saturday night. I want to get your spill on the showing of what all these schools that played the FBS opponent on Saturday.
Okay, now I watched Jackson and Texas State now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now who else played FBS?
Oh, okay. So let's see. Prairie View played SMU.
Okay, I didn't know that. I saw the score, but I definitely didn't see it. I mean, I expected that. I mean, I expected the score. Who else?
Texas Southern played Rice.
And Rice beat Houston, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dana Holmgren, all that money they're paying him down in Houston, he gonna get run out of town.
Let's see who else. North Carolina Central went to UCLA.
Yeah, I saw the score. Yeah.
Let's see what else. What else did we have? We had oh my goodness. But it was bad. It was bad. I mean yeah, Pine Bluff skated past Miles.
Yeah.
They won by a point. FAMU struggling with a D2 school in West Florida because that game was tied
Wait. Now,
3.
Doc, I saw that they struggled one half.
One half.
Second half, they blew them out.
Yeah, they blew them out. But
They
I'm
blew them
saying
out the second half. I watched it.
yeah, but I watched it too. But I'm just saying they
Yeah.
struggled that first half.
First
I'm like,
half, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, once he went in there and changed that offense and let that boy be who he is, which is a rhythmic passer, and that kid showed you what he is. See, I've said this over and over. They
Mm-hmm.
playing Musa wrong. I've said this over and over. They playing him wrong. You gotta get him in the rhythm, and that's what they did. Allow him to do the second half. He was a total different quarterback the second half.
Okay. So yeah, it just looked bad. It just kind of made us look bad. Norfolk State losing to Temple.
Oh, that wasn't no shock, was it?
It wasn't no shock, but
No, that wasn't no shock. That man.
Howard giving up a 13-point lead to Hampton.
Yeah, and plus Hampton got a number of players ineligible.
Yep, and they still won.
Yeah, but I told y'all, listen, if Hampton was in the MEAC, Hampton would be one of them teams would be fighting to come to Atlanta for the Celebration Bowl. Dr. William Harvey, he was a great president, but he messed that athletic department up when he put him in that CAA. He doomed them.
Yeah, and then you got then you got what's the one I was thinking about? Trying to figure out what it was on the tip of my tongue. North Carolina A&T losing to Elon, who is pretty much one of the bottom feeder of the CAA.
Yeah, so that lets you know, like Blue said, 3 might be the most for them.
Like
Elon is a bottom feeder.
It does not look good. It does not look good right now. But we can change the narrative, and we can change everything up with some good football this coming up Saturday. So even Alcorn struggling to get the win against McNeese, a 14-point win against McNeese, they struggled in that game for a little bit. And I keep saying Tyler Macon ain't the quarterback. I got I seen some doubt this brought to my attention earlier today. I seen something about South Carolina State might be interested in with talks with Ray Lewis.
Okay.
Now, you talk about Ray Lewis. You talk about the second. You talk about the second minister of defense because he the preacher and everything. But that might be. I don't know. That it sounds good to have him in the space. But it's always going to be about how much they're going to pay him. And
well, it ain't but so much they can pay now. They got one of the lowest budgets in the MEAC.
Right.
Remember a few years ago, Nikki Haley proposed to close it down.
Right.
So
I remember that.
I mean, if he coming at it for a big paycheck now, he might well keep rocking. Keep on walking.
And I don't think he really wants the big paycheck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now, if
I don't really think
what he wants.
Yeah, because I think he already getting a big paycheck. He getting a
Yeah.
pension. He getting this Hall of Fame money. He he's still endorsed by Under Armour.
Right.
So I don't think he not really I don't think he really big on the pay. Oh, Miss Gina, I'm sorry, but Buddy Pugh can't say nothing about who South Carolina State hires after he leaves out of there. He cannot say anything. He understandably so. He been there for 21 years, but nobody can tell if the Bulldogs want to hire Ray Lewis, they will hire him, and Buddy Pugh does not have a word to say in there. Can Ray Lewis live down the Atlanta incident during the Super Bowl? I mean, really, nobody really talk about that. It's only been, that Atlanta incident only gets talked about when the Super Bowl comes to Atlanta, and it rarely gets talked about. He went to trial. He was found. Well, he was found out guilty, right?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was found out guilty.
Art Modell came down there and paid all the city officials. And they let him go back and they won the Super Bowl.
They won the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, nobody talks about it right now. I mean, because that was 23 years ago. Nobody really talks about it. So white media. Yeah, when white media bring it up, I mean, he can control his narrative and say, "Hey, it was what it was. It was, it was a long time ago. It was when I was young. I was a knucklehead. I'm older, and that's it. I have nothing. He don't get in trouble. You don't see that man get in trouble now. Like, dude, straight lace. So I don't know. It might be a good fit. I would say this when we still talk about coaches. We still talk about coaching. Eric Dooley saved his job on Saturday. he saved his job on Saturday with that win against Alabama A&M. But it's still, that seat's still kind of warm. It's still kind of hot. I still say Harold Blood is not the answer. Do I think Ray Lewis will follow Deion example or Eddie George example? Well, following the Dion example is don't lie to the folks. So I would go with the Eddie George example. I would go with that. Shout out to Eddie George with his shout out to Eddie George with a last second field goal in the fourth quarter against Gardner Webb with that victory over there in the John Merritt Classic, 27-25. Shout out to him. I think he's in a sense with that, he's found his actual quarterback in Davion Bryant. Draylon Ellis did play in the game, but I would bring him in for certain packages. But Davion Bryant actually controlled the game from beginning to end, and I mean, of course, they came out with the victory, y'all. Let's see. Oh, it'll get back to this right here. So this was saying the white reporter on 60 Minutes said, Dion, you left JSU fast. He talking about no, I didn't. Even the white man know dude burnt off. So as the white man came. What you think about that, Mr. Ford?
What was that? Say that. I'm sorry. Say it again now.
So so the reporter from 60 Minutes said told Dion like you left out of Jackson State fast, and Dion said no, he didn't. But he's like the guy was like, dude, you know you burnt out. Like you left out of there quick. Because not only did you leave up out of here, you left right after the SWAC championship game, and you in Boulder, Colorado by the next morning.
That's because that's where he wanted to be. That's why my thing is I don't have no problem with him being in Boulder because that's where he wanted to be. I didn't want nobody at them HBCUs that don't want to be there. So he showed you where he wanted to be. He wanted to be at Boulder. So hey, bye. Because I'm happy with where Jackson State at. I am.
And so with us controlling our narrative, TC is controlling the narrative now, and he is guiding and directing our team the way they sees fit. So people don't need to be jumping on him talking about. I've seen people say, "Well, TC wasn't the best hire. He not the right hire." I'm like, dude, it's only his fourth game of the year. It's only his fourth game of the season, and now y'all want to run him out? Come on now, come on. Let that man have his growing pains. I mean, we had our growing pain on Saturday. Sure, we got 7-7 put on us. So he got his growing pain. He got his, you know what I'm saying? We got our butt kicked, and now it's time to get back to work and get ready for Bethune-Cookman. That's all I'm gonna say right there. I'm gonna say that. That's all I'm gonna say right there. It is all we gotta do is just get ready for Bethune-Cookman. The rest of the SWAC about to be, and I'm gonna say it like this: the rest of the SWAC about to be in trouble. Cause what I saw on Saturday, especially at running back with Ahmad Miller, Aubrey's little brother. Hey, we got a hidden gem, and nobody did know nothing about it. I seen some bright spots from Jason Brown. He commanded the offense of the first quarter.
Yeah, I did too.
First half, and then when the game got out of hand, TC did the right thing. He made the right decision, taking him out the game. Take him out the game. You put in Zai McDonald, see what you can do with him. it was a blessing to see Jacoby and Morgan suit up on the sideline Saturday. So that left us with another quarterback on the bench. We seen we try to see our defense fly around the ball. Tim Stewart with another interception. We just got to fix. I mean, we just the way our defense played last Saturday against Southern is what you're supposed to see. The way Texas State beat us was just straight up schemes. Like they put them, the scheme put the best athletes in the best situation. You know, the first play of the game was what was it? The dump out pass from the backfield to the running back, to the receiver, and he got like 10 yards. And then the second play of the game, dude went straight up the middle. The running back went straight up the middle. Touchdown.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow them. That's one of the things that came out of the game for me, because I can see them winning that Sun Belt, if not the West. That guy, you say his name is DJ Kenny.
DJ Kenny, yep.
Yeah, that guy ain't gonna be at Texas State. He's a rising star. I like everything he's doing. That guy, in the next 2 to 3 years, you will see him either in the ACC, the Big 10, the Big 12, one of those conferences. He's not going to be that long. Now, here's one thing I can say, and I know a lot of people going to disagree with me on this. He is not preparing TJ Finley to play in the NFL because he's cut his. He's not. No, he's cut his passing tree too short. And see, when TJ gets to the when they let him come in the NFL, if they draft him a free agent, it's so many throws that this guy's not allowing him to make. Whoever gets him, it's got to be very patient and teach him to make those throws. He's got the rocket arm, no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not, because see, like you said, their offense at Texas State is so simple. I picked it up. Basically, all he told what he has TJ doing, what he has Finley doing is this. If they go man to man, he got them running crossing patterns.
Yep.
If they go zone, he's throwing to the hashes. That's all he's doing. So that's why I'm saying now the offense is great. I knew that they were going to keep up with him and all that because I had seen the tape from when they played Baylor and they played somebody else. But that guy right there, that coach at Texas State, he's a rising star, man. He ain't going to be that long. I really can't see him being at Texas State 3 years. I'm going to be honest with you. He might be that 3 years. To me, I'm giving him 2, and he in the Big 10, Big 12, or the ACC. That's what I saw Saturday night.
He might go to the Big 12. If Holgerson can't get it done
at U of H, that's right.
He might be down at U of H.
I could see him at U of H doing a great job. Because see, Dana, let me tell you something. See, Dana's teams are up and down because he got that alcohol problem. See, I mean, they don't bring that out because the privileges they got. But Dana, that's one of Dana's biggest problems. Dana's alcoholic. Now he's an offensive man. Don't get me wrong. But see, when you like that causes your team to be up and down. Because let me say this, man. Ain't nowhere in the world no Rice supposed to be beating no Houston. That don't make no sense nowhere.
And they put up 59 against Texas Southern. And Andrew Body didn't even play in the game either.
Yeah. One of the things, like you said about that game, it's several things came out of it. The first thing that they should be doing now, they got to get that, especially that kickoff team. Jackson got to get that special teams together.
Oh, yeah. Look.
To be honest with you, that game was close until the special teams started blowing up. That game was close. I think it was 21-13, and then the special teams just blew up.
It was 20. So remember they went up two scores. So it's 21. I think it was 21-7. Then we cut the lead to 7. They scored again and made it another. No, it was 21-6. We scored. We scored, and then they scored again, and then we scored again to make it 28-20. By the time, like you said, by the time special teams came around, it imploded after that.
Yeah.
Once that second quarter came, it straight up imploded after that. Like,
well, from what I'm seeing, I mean, they was making junior high mistake. The main thing on that kickoff team is they just gave up lane. I mean, everybody knows on the kickoff, it's lane, about maintaining your lane. They just gave that up. I mean, that's stuff you learn in 8th and 9th grade, how to run the lanes on special team. And these guys in college. Now, the other thing is he got to change the personnel on them kickoff team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he got to change personnel. Them supposed to be linebackers and DBs, or people who can run down the field. But he got to change that. Now, the other thing is Coach Bradley has got to learn how to disguise his defense. Right now, he's not disguising at all. With a guy like that, with what you say his name is Kenny?
Mm-hmm. Kenny.
Man, you ain't disguising what you doing, and you run up on a guy like this dude got, like you said, it's all scientific with him. I'm telling you, that's why I was telling somebody, listen, they gonna do well this year, no doubt about Texas State. But I'm telling y'all, he is not preparing TJ Finley for the pros because he has cut his passing tree. To be honest with you, he's got TJ throwing about 7 different routes. That's all, if that many. Now, what he's doing, he's throwing a lot of he's throwing a lot of seam routes, a lot of slants, a lot of spot on the line. Those are really not NFL throws. Those are basic throws. That's why I'm telling you, when he gets a chance at the league, whoever gets him, they got to teach him the NFL way. Because that's what he's doing now. That's not the NFL way.
Mm-hmm. So when you think about it though, like I said, he just schemed us to death. He schemed.
Yeah, he got everything down to a science.
He knew some of the players that he had was not true athletes, and so in order for you to have to take advantage of that, you got to come out with a scheme to where, you know what I'm saying, you gotta create mismatches. Like you said, they was doing, we going man, they doing crossing patterns.
They doing crossing patterns.
We going zone. They
throwing up the hash. That's all they was doing.
And they're taking what the defense is giving.
That's right. Yeah.
So,
but now let me just say this. Now I'm following this guy now. Oh, listen, I love quarterback gurus. This guy's a quarterback guru. I'm following him.
And don't get me wrong, he got TJ Finley now, but remember he had Cam Ward.
Yeah, this guy's good, man.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, like you had gave that history on him. I went and looked up his bio. I'm telling you, 2 years, that guy's out of Texas State, man. To be honest with you, what I see, really, he's kind of like his path is going to be like Hugh Freeze. Remember, Hugh Freeze was at Arkansas State. Then from Arkansas State, he went to Ole Miss. This guy here going to be like that. He ain't going to be that long. He would not be that long, baby, because let me tell you something. Now, I don't know nothing about football, but I know some people that do know something about football. They saw just what we saw. This guy is a rising star. He's a rising star, man. The other thing with Jackson State defense, he's going to have to go to 3 linebackers. Now, passing situations, I can see with the 5 DBs. But the thing I saw, the weakest part of Jackson State defensive line, really, I mean, the defense is straight up the middle.
Yep.
It's straight up the middle.
But see, though,
got to bring some more linebackers.
Yeah, Blue. I've been know GJ Kenny was a real deal. Like I said, I've been watching him since high school. But in a sense, he switched it up. Like he literally switched it up for the game because he knew he was going up against a massive offensive line. And he went from three down lineman. He went to a 4-down lineman, and he tried to bring in one extra blitzer. Now we also got to realize too, in the game we didn't have Javarian Jenkins because he was. Remember, he had to sit out the first 2 quarters of the game because of the targeting penalty from Southern.
Right.
So that's one thing, but when you got Isaac Peppers, you overextending him because he's coming in. You know, Isaac is our leading tackler, but he's supposed to be the one that's straight up blitz. Like he's the one that comes in and causes all the havoc because there's no offensive lineman or guard or tackle that can basically keep up with that speed that he has coming in with the blitz. I would say this: as far as running the ball, they was massive running the ball. I mean, as far as run blocking, they was massive run blocking. But pass blocking, yeah, they understandably so. I know offensive linemen hold all the time because that's what they do. Is what they do is supposed to be holding, but in the end, you know, it was some calls that was not made in that game, and you know, some people say, well, it was called down the middle, but I mean, it was called, but it wasn't called made in that game. When the game started getting chippy in the first quarter, the refs should have just put their foot down and said, "Hey, we ain't having none of this from either team."
That's Blue. What did they pick them in the preseason? What did they pick Texas State? Were they picked to win the West and the Sun Belt? What does he say about that? Because I can't wait to see them play. I want to see them play App State. I want to see them play James Madison. I want to see them play what's that, Southern Miss? Because I'm gonna tell you, to be honest with you, I think they'll take all of them.
I think they'll beat Southern Miss.
I think. When do they play Southern Miss? Because I want to see that. When's that game? Ask Blue, where were they picked in the preseason? Where was Texas State picked in the preseason?
Let me see.
And ask Blue what I said. I don't see him at Texas State no more in 2 years. 3 at the most.
He said they was picked close to last.
Texas State was?
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I got to see that. When do they play Troy?
Ooh, let me see. I'm trying to find the. I'm on my ESPN app. All right, this weekend, let's see who they got. They got Nevada, so they got a Mountain West team this weekend.
Okay. All right. When do they play Troy?
Oh, they play Southern Miss on the 30th of this month.
September?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna watch that. Okay, what about now? They're not playing App State, James Madison.
They got Louisiana that following weekend.
That's Louisiana Lafayette.
Mm-hmm. They got.
I want to see that. Where's it? When is that?
October the 7th.
I want to see that. But they don't have to play App State, them, right?
Let me see. I'm checking down the line.
They
played Troy. They played Troy October the 28th.
I want to see that. What about they're not playing James Madison, right?
Nah, don't look like they playing James Madison. They play Coastal.
When do they play Coastal?
On the 11th of November.
I believe they're gonna beat Coastal. They'll beat Coastal. They'll beat Coastal, man. Man, I saw some good. You know what? I'm like I said. One thing I'm gonna follow them because like I said, that guy right there, that head coach at Texas State, that guy's a rising star, man. That guy's not gonna be that long.
Yeah, they don't play. They don't play App State. They don't play James Madison. this season.
So when's that championship game?
The championship game is the Sun Belt championship game is always the same weekend as
The Celebration Bowl.
mm-hmm. Well, no, the like the SWAC championship games and stuff like that when they had championship Saturday, like the Big 12. Yeah,
yeah, that's the week of the celebration.
no, it's not the week of the Celebration Bowl because that's when bowl season starts. Yeah, that when bowl season starts. So I think they played the same weekend as the SWAC championship. So pretty much all the conference championships, that's when they play. But yeah, I just want to see what he gonna do because
Yeah, I am too, man. I'm following this guy.
if he gets Texas State, if they win out, let's just say they win out. Let's just say they win out. They lose one game, but they win the rest of it out. I give him one more year,
And he out.
and he out.
He out, man. It's too many schools looking for. I'm talking about on that Power 5 level. They looking for people like that. That dude is good, man.
Yeah.
It ain't take us a whole game to see that. That guy know what he's doing. He's scientific. Like you said, his scheme, integrity, and all that is excellent, man.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Now the other thing too, Jackson's staff to me is totally opposite of last year's staff. Deion's best coaches was on his defensive staff. The shaky people was on the offensive staff. Now Jackson State's best staff is the offensive people.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm seeing on the defensive side, I'm seeing inexperience. Now I like Bradley now, but it's some things that some adjustments that I thought should have been made wasn't made. I'm telling you, one of the main adjustments is this. He's going to have to start playing with 3 linebackers. He doesn't have to do it the whole game. Because of what I'm seeing with people ripping him off up in that middle. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if you saw this, but them problems I saw in that Florida A&M game, I saw them again Saturday night. How about you? Did you see that?
I did.
Yeah, same thing. That's what I'm saying now. One of the things, I'm not saying he got to do it full time, but there's some times in the game, Jackson State needs to play with 3 linebackers. And they need to definitely keep them 2 linebackers in the middle of the field. Because Jackson State's up the middle, to me, is a weak spot.
Mm-hmm.
They got to get that remedy. They got to get that. You weak in the middle.
And it also helps out Devontae and either Tyus or Jeremiah when they, those D tackles. Like, it helps them out because going up against, man, them dudes were going up against 350, 345. Like, they were going up against some behemoths up there, man.
Yeah, and the other thing I was saying too, and I saw this a lot, Jackson State, even when they go with their front 4, they need to put a run-stopping linebacker on that strong side. They need to walk up a run-stopping linebacker up on what would be the offensive right side. Because to me, you got your defensive lineman, but when you're playing with just 2 linebackers, that's weak. That's like I keep telling people about playing these offensive lines with no tight ends. I am so glad this Harris man ain't doing that stupid stuff. He playing them tight ends. Now, I was hurt when they took the fullback out the game. But listen, you can't take them tight ends out. That's your strength.
Yeah, that's the strength of the team.
That's a strength. But I would like to see some check. See, Jackson State got a lot of depth on that front line, on that defensive line. Mm-hmm. But to me, what I'm seeing is he's not disguising what he's doing. When you run up against a guy like this guy at Texas State, you got to disguise to the last minute what you're doing because he's going to kill you. Because that dude right there, I don't care what defense you put in front of him, he feels like he can beat it, and he can beat it. You got to disguise what you're doing. But the thing I saw the most was 2 linebackers for Jackson State is not enough. They got to look at bringing in another linebacker. And if you can't do that, then you got to bring one of them DBs down in the box.
I would say like this. I would do what they did last year. Uh, how they had Miles Gaddy standing up
Yeah.
some most of
Oh,
the
yeah.
time and
Yeah.
not have his hand in the dirt. But they also had pressure on the other side, so he always attacked the weak side of the offensive line.
Right.
So I would have it like that to where if you bring in a third linebacker, or you just do two linebackers, um, and then bring whoever to play in the box from as a box safety to help out with the run, then I would do that because you're really not going to cover too much.
But see, here's the thing: if when it's if you're gonna play them two linebackers and them people coming down like they was doing Saturday night, them linebackers gonna be punch drunk, man. Because let me tell you something: you got to stop them offensive linemen from reaching that second level, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of their major problems. They was that Peppers and whoever that other linebacker, they was taking too many licks from them linemen on the second level. That's why I say I ain't saying for the whole game,
Mm-hmm. But you
but
got to
I'm
mix it up
saying
though.
you got to bring. Sometimes you got to play with three linebackers. Ask Blue, do he understand what I'm talking about?
I figure you probably know what you're talking about.
Ask him, do he? Blue, you hear me? Let's see if he hear me.
And when I was looking at that, man, them dude was huge.
Yeah.
Them dude was
You
huge. Even
cannot play
the
with no
center,
two linebackers.
the center was huge. He was like
The other night when you gave me them signs, I told you, I said that sound like one of them old Texas Tech offensive line. And when I saw him, that's what it was. Because you remember the kind of offensive lines Mike Leach had.
Mm-hmm.
They would look like what you call them Sasquatch type offensive linemen. They would be 6'6", 6'7", 350, almost 400 pounds.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of things going on. Um, I know I'll be back. I'm gonna try to be back on this thing tomorrow. After I get off of work.
Oh, Doc, let me tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
I had some people to listen to you last week, and this is what they want me to tell you.
Yes, sir.
They said one of the things you need to consider is allowing people to call in, and they said that your list, your your subscribers will blow up because they said you the kind of person that people want to talk to, and one of the best things you can do is to allow people to call in. So I just wanted to pass that message because I had some people to listen to you. They like you. They say you're very patient with people, unlike
Yes,
some other folks, and you ain't talking foolishness and all that. But anyway, they just told me to pass it along to you. One of the things you need to look at is letting people call in.
Yeah, I will try to do that calling. That try to do have a phone set up on this thing,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that's the reason why I do it like this right here. So it's still easy for people to jump on and
yeah.
it's cool with me. And I like tell everybody that actually watched it and liked it. Tell them
Yeah.
I appreciate it. We appreciate it very so much. I like the constructive feedback from it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Um, and we gonna there's something that we gonna take in consideration. Even
Okay.
if I gotta try to figure out how we could do a call in.
Right,
Okay, Blue said he'll help me out with that, man.
right. Okay.
Yeah, just hit me up, Blue.
And ask Blue to he hear what I was talking about them linebackers. Did he hear that?
Yes. Did you hear about the linebackers?
What I
They
said
just
about them
say we can play
linebackers?
three linebackers?
Now you got not the whole game, but the situation. Three
Mhm.
linebackers, not no DB. Three linebackers.
Now in running situations, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about in the
Yeah.
running situation. Because
Mhm.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. To me, it's like Jackson is too weak in the middle, man. They too weak in the middle, and they not disguising what they doing.
Right.
Like I said, what I saw. Listen, Jackson State got an outstanding offensive staff with Harris and them. That they know what they doing. But I like them guys on that defense staff, but I'm seeing some inexperience too.
Blue said that's the main weakness of the 3-3-5, though. It's impossible to stop the O-line from hitting the linebackers every way.
Right. That's what I saw the other night. Yeah.
If you have a 4-2-5, then your DTs need to do their job and take up the space, which is that's true right there too. Because then you add another, you can add another a blitzer coming up either up the middle or from on the weak side, and might have one of your other linebackers go into coverage to cover that middle part of the field. So yeah. I would say this: disguise it. Only time you will go into a 33 defense is if it's on a passing down, and is you're pretty much trying to take away the intermediate part of the field. I think.
But I told one of the things I told you that if Bradley then brought out that 3-3-5 against Willie Simmer, that he was gonna tear him apart, and he did. See, that 3-3-5 to me is too many creases in it. You can naturally run on it.
Right.
And I knew if he brought that out against FAMU and Willie saw it, I knew he was gonna eat that alive. And then this man here, he magnified it. And that's what I'm saying. He's got to do a better job of disguising what he's doing. If it's sliding the line, and see, that's why to me, John Huggins got to start. See, John can play on that defensive line. He can play in one of them linebackers, but he can also play in the secondary. John Huggins needs to start. What you got to say about that, Blue?
I think he needs to start too.
He needs to start, man, because he ain't lost nowhere on the field. But I just thought the Peppers and them took too many shots from them offensive linemen, man. No, bro, them guys was reaching the second level like it was nothing.
Right. Right.
We can't do this. We can't do that.
So we got my weekly poll coming up tomorrow, and I did make some changes in it for this week. That what I saw, and some people that did not make it.
Well, Blue, Doc, do you think Alabama State gonna give Fam a game, or you think they're just gonna go down there and lay down?
They better give them a game. They better get that.
What do you think they're gonna bench your homeboy, or do you think they're gonna go with the kid from UAB?
If he want to win, if you want to win, he better put Damon in.
That's what I'm saying. That kid from UAB, because now the word is he looked good when they brought him in against Lane. I'm not Lane. I'm sorry. Against Miles. Yeah, they say he looked good.
What's going on, Chuck?
Oh, here you go. Oh, how's it going?
Doing good.
How's everyone doing? How are you doing, Doc and Mr. Ford?
Hey, how you doing?
All right. I was in attendance at the Grambling and Florida Memorial football game this past weekend.
Right.
And one thing about Florida, I was looking at Florida Memorial. They had some talented players on that team. You know, this is an NAIA school. They don't have they don't have all the pieces like you all talking about Jackson State and FAMU and all that. And I was looking at Grambling in the game. They look really look at those running backs, but on defense, it's still a work in progress. I noticed that they just have a tough time against mobile quarterbacks, and I happen to notice that. And but people have been saying, hey, look, and I noticed like last season, the defense did a great job for Graham, and the offense was struggling, but it's just seems like it's the other way around this time. Tony Hull is I noticed with Tony Hull being an offense coordinator. Like I said, I remember him back when he was a high school coach down in New Orleans at Warren Easton High School. And they beat Neville for the state championship when that's when Neville had Cavante Turpin and Rashard Lawrence, and
Yeah.
I know what he's all about, and they're doing fine. Miles Crawley, and you have what's his name, Floyd Chalk, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lyndon Rash, a receiver, but
Yeah.
but it's and then when I got home, I watched that Jackson State Texas State game. You all were talking about GJ Kinney, the head coach at Texas State. He used to be an incarnate word. I
Right.
wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised after this season. Yeah, I don't know what his contract is like at Texas State. I don't know if he. I don't know. I don't know if he can. If it's locked in or. I wouldn't be surprised if after the season you see him with a suit on, with a cap on at a Power Five institution with his family
Yeah.
in the press conference. I would
Right.
be
That's what I'm
surprised if
thinking
that.
too.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking
I'm
too.
still thinking. I'm still thinking if he do that, he if Hoganson don't get it done at U of H, he'd be at U of H.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Hey.
it's some other coaches in the sweat that's really on the hot seat. Really, right now. I mean, one of them is I think one of them, to me, my opinion, just my opinion. It ain't nobody else. I don't want nobody to get mad. My opinion is Clarence McKinney at
I
Texas
think so
Southern.
too.
Yeah.
He's on
Now,
I
that
but
think I'm
hot
going
seat.
that
listen,
game.
you said you saw Grambling this weekend. How many touchdowns Grambling gonna beat Texas Southern by this week?
If Andrew Body's not in there, I don't, I don't know. That's a great question, Mr. Ford.
Uh,
People are looking forward to the Crawley Body matchup, but I found that Body's having problems with his shoulder.
right. So you think Grambling blow him out?
You know what? I don't. You don't have to watch these type things because what I saw, like when I saw that Florida Memorial game, they beat them 58-22. You have
Right.
to really watch a team like that. They could, like I said, they play over your heads, and we don't know what Texas Southern might have there. You can, like I say, you can't go out there and just take anyone lightly.
So with Andrew Body, man, he's been hurt. So cause
Yeah.
he didn't play against Toledo. He didn't play against
No, he
Rice.
didn't.
So but my whole thing is if he's out on the field, he ain't hurt. And is he doubtful? Is he questionable? Is he, good to go? Because I don't, in a sense, and I'm just gonna be real honest, I do not think that he had fully healed from the shoulder injury. I don't think so, but I think right now they need him on the field because he is the dynamic playmaker for Texas Southern. They need him on the field, and I don't know what's going to happen after that.
Well, let me and Doc,
Go
you
ahead.
said something I want to ask your guest. Doc said that the win that Dooley had against Alabama A&M saved his job. I disagree. What you think about that? You think that Southern people is happy with the fact that he beat Alabama A&M? Talk to your guest. Do you think them
Alabama
people down
A&M.
there Southern happy about that? I mean, I know they glad they won, but do you think that's gonna save Dooley's job?
Southern's a tough place, man.
Yeah,
It's hard
thank
to
you.
say what those.
Thank you.
Yeah, Southern, Jackson State, FAMU, and North Carolina A&T. Those are some tough places. And now Grambling is on the list of tough places to coach, and it's hard to say. I think he's through this point. I think Dooley's going to just win from this point on. That's where it has to go. And you don't want to mess around and lose. They lost to their arch rival Jackson State.
Right.
You don't want to mess around. On my birthday, November 25th, they played the Bayou Classic.
They gonna
Losing
lose.
to Grambling.
And
Oh
they gonna
man,
lose.
that's not gonna go well if he lose that one. Oh boy, on my birthday.
But see, they were saying, listen, the Southern people said this summer, Celebration Bowl or bust. That's what they were saying. And so you think they happy with just winning, beating Alabama A&M?
No, that
Well,
just
it kind of cool to me. It kind of cool to see it off a little bit, but it's
You
still
think so,
hot.
Doc? These people
I
at the
said,
game saying
I said,
fire Dooley?
but I'm saying a little bit because let's just say this. Let's just say if Alabama A&M went with all their pieces in that game, Xavier Langford or even Quad Brown, and they just they was full strength in that game. I guarantee you, and Alabama A&M will win that game easily, and then you will see Southern start the season 0-3, which I don't even think Southern has ever done that in the history of football, if I'm not mistaken. I don't even think they even. I'm just saying, I don't even think they never started the season 0-3.
No, I've never seen Southern. I remember people some years.
Who do they play next? Who do they have next? Who's Southern got?
Yeah, who do they play?
Let me see.
Because I don't see Dooley making it down there. I don't.
No, it's gonna be rough.
They got a bye week.
Okay, then they got FAMU, right? When is FAM coming back?
They got Pine Bluff.
Okay, that's that. Yeah. Okay, so FAM come like what, the 1st of October? When's FAMU coming down there?
October the 7th.
Now you know Willie gonna try to put it on them, right? You know that, right?
Willie Simmons, take no prisoners.
Yeah, you know he's gonna try to put it on them down there. Now I'm saying this. I done said this before, Doc. You know I done said this. Now, Southern, if they want to be mediocre, they got their man. But if they want to win the SWAC and they want to win the Celebration Bowl, they better go get somebody.
Yeah, I agree.
Eric ain't the one. Now, if they want mediocre and 6-5, 7-5, and that kind of stuff, yeah, keep Dooley. But if you want 10 wins or better, if you want to win the SWAC, you want to win the Celebration Bowl, Dooley is not the person. He's not the one.
Man, you better chunk some money at that man down in. You better chunk some money to that man down in Columbia, South Carolina.
That's what I'm talking about.
And you know what happened? They talk about him beating. He beat Alabama A&M. Shut down Connell Maynard's dog barking. But the thing about it, they said, hey, that won't get it. You're going to have to win throughout.
That's right. Like you said, he got to win that Bayou Classic. He got to be Florida A&M. He got to be Alcorn.
Got to be Alcorn.
Yeah.
Still got you got to get back against Texas Southern, Prairie View. Yeah, it's not gonna be no cakewalk in that West.
Because Trayvon Connolly is doing quite well. Yeah, he had to have.
I knew he was gonna have. Yeah. Listen, Doc interviewed him this summer. I listened to everything he said, and he told you he was preparing to whoop some behind this year. I knew that boy was gonna have a good year.
So now, you talk about something. I'm telling y'all, look. If Southern wants to win, I go get Mr. Coach Berry.
Chennis Berry.
Yeah, from Benedict.
Look, that man got hit this season, and the first thing people asked about was who's going to be his quarterback. He already got his quarterback now.
Yeah,
I forgot the first name is Aeneas. I forgot his last name.
Yeah, but they blowing people out too.
They blowing.
Where's Eric Phoenix now?
Eric Phoenix at
Murray State.
Murray State. Okay.
And he's not even starting.
Okay.
He could have come down to Alabama State.
That's why Miles Crawley got out of there.
Yeah.
But my thing about this is Chennis Berry with his offense and with his run based offense, proven quarterback and a stifling defense. Y'all got to understand this squad this year just got scored on for the first time against Lane College, and they still blew them out by 47.
Right.
This man is going on all cylinders. He's saying he's repeating in the SIAC. Like I don't see no other team in that conference that's even close. I don't even think Tuskegee or Fort Valley is that even close.
I don't either.
To getting with that dude right there.
Right.
Also, take a look at Allen University, which is pretty much
Allen. Yeah, and right there.
That's in Columbia. Yeah, that's in Columbia, South Carolina.
Right across the street from Benedict.
Right.
They're 3-0. Starting
LC Cole's in the staff.
Oh, LC's on that staff?
Yeah, he's on that staff. He and EJ Jr. They on that staff at Allen.
I was wondering what happened to LC. I hadn't heard of LC's name in a while.
Me either. Until I looked on their website.
look, man, them. Oh, Allen is getting it done. Fort Valley and Tuskegee getting it done this season.
Yeah.
Look at Bowie State again.
Bowie
With
State.
Cal, with Cal Jackson running the show up there.
That's CIAA. Yeah.
He ain't missing a beat since Damon Wilson is over at Morgan.
Yeah.
Look at who else? Take a look at I know Fayetteville State is kind of is
Virginia State.
Virginia State.
Yeah, that guy Virginia State is good. That's
Frazier. Henry Frazier.
Yeah, Henry Frazier, he's good.
Like,
but let me tell you something, Doc. This weekend I looked at some highlights of Morgan State. Morgan State's for real, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Morgan State's for real.
They should not have lost to Akron.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They for real, man.
They should have beat Towson.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it just
Towson,
like this. They one quarterback away. Because I'm telling you like this, they get a quarterback in this MEAC right now. That game against Central, it's gonna be a dog fight.
Yes,
the game
is.
Against
it's
Howard,
dog fight, man.
The game against Howard, man,
Howard should not have lost that game to Hampton.
Yeah, Howard has some issues. I mean, to me, Howard. Yeah. Just thank you for bringing up that game right there with Howard. Howard had the lead. All you do run the ball. Why the hell are you still passing the ball down the field? Why?
Yeah, but now Doc, that guy that's the quarterback for Hampton, he's a dog, man.
Chris Ellis.
Yeah, that guy's a dog, man, and he's got that never say die attitude too. That's why he's so dangerous. He can run it and throw it. He's probably a better runner, but he can throw the football too, and he's got good size.
Got good size. And I'm gonna tell you like this: with the way Hampton is playing too, like they might make some noise in that CAA. It might not be a lot of noise, but they'll probably make some noise.
They're gonna stomp A&T. I know that. They're gonna stomp A&T.
It's not gonna be a Joe Taylor Hampton, but hey, they can make some noise.
Yeah, they're gonna listen. They're gonna beat A&T. Now they playing A&T for their homecoming. Whose homecoming is it? It's somebody's homecoming, right? When A&T and Hampton play, isn't it somebody's homecoming?
Is it Hampton's homecoming? Check that out.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, if it's A&T's homecoming, Hampton gonna take it. They gonna come to Greensboro and stomp A&T. I'm telling you.
I'm in the wrong one. I forgot.
Yeah,
is it a homecoming?
See somebody homecoming. I think. Yep, G-Ho is.
It's Hampton's. It's A&T's homecoming, right?
Okay.
No, it's that A&T and Hampton. I think that's Hampton's homecoming.
Hampton's homecoming.
Okay. Well, I was about to say if they go to Greensboro, they're gonna take that.
Greensboro. I went to G-Ho back in 2019, but they played Howard. That campus was packed.
Oh yeah, man.
I went there in 2019. It's
that's
pandemic.
A big
Oh man, those people are there. I flew to Greensboro for that game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they just listen, man. They made a bad mistake. That they let that Hilton and that president put them in a bad thing. Because I keep telling y'all, they done destroyed that football program.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this, and then we gonna shut it down. There's some people from A&T thinking that they're gonna go 0-11 this season.
Yeah, I think listen, man. Elon is a bottom feeder.
Elon, yeah.
Elon, that's a bottom feeder.
Man,
yeah, Elon.
They said they might go 0-11, but man, I appreciate everybody for jumping on today.
Okay, man. Listen, y'all have a good night. Okay.
Great conversing with you all. You all take care.
When are you coming back, Doc? When you coming back?
Tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Y'all have a good night.
All right, Mr. Ford. You take care. Okay. Nice conversing with you all.
Okay. Have a great one.
You all take care.
Okay.
All right, we got 4 minutes until it's time to go over to Ken Clark and the 1400 Club. Make sure y'all see. Make sure y'all go check out my bros over there. Ken, Zoe, Nook, TD, and Auntie Rochelle, Miss No Gray. I gotta check out her. I gotta check out her live that she did yesterday. I appreciate everybody for jumping for coming on. Appreciate Mr. Ford for coming on always. Appreciate for Brother Bakari for coming on too. And I also appreciate Chuck, as always, Chuck Hunt coming in from Monroe, coming on to the show. Also, if you haven't done it by now, make sure if you want to donate to the channel, all you have to do is just hit the Cash App, $ HBCU Overdrive. If you want to become a member of the channel, all you have to do is just hit the subscribe button. We still try to get this thing to 2,000 subscribers right now. We got some things to do, but I say it like this. I'm gonna say this before we roll up out of here. Don't believe what everybody say, especially people that don't give two nickels about you or your institutions. If you got to fact check somebody, fact check them and block them. Keep it moving. Fact check them and block them. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. But it's all, I mean, at the end of the day, we might bicker, we might quarrel, we might go at each other's throats as far as being rivals and so forth. But at the end of the day, when folks come at you with misinformation and trying to take your narrative away from you and what your institution is doing, you fight back and you control your narrative. As always, man, I'm your boy Doc Holliday. I am the voice of HBCU culture. This has been HBCU Tonight, episode 43. Here we go again. In conjunction with HBCU Overdrive live stream, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, make sure you hit the like button, comment, share with your people, and tell your people to share with people. Most of all, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to get HBCU Overdrive. As always, man, y'all be blessed, y'all stay safe, y'all stay dangerous. If it's still hot,